Welcome to The Explainer. We hear all about the magic of AI, but what does it actually take to build a professional-grade AI application from the ground up? Today, we're going to dissect the blueprint for an AI call handling system, and we'll get into the clever architecture, the unexpected roadblocks, and the really elegant solutions that brought the whole thing to life.
Every great project has an origin story, right? And this one kicks off with a massive pivot. The initial idea was pretty simple: a personal language tutor. Cool concept. But the ambition grew, and it morphed into a full-blown AI call handling system for businesses. And believe me, that leap from a personal app to a professional tool is where the real engineering challenge begins.
So, to make that leap happen, the team knew they couldn't just build a slightly better chatbot. No way. Their goal was way bigger. They wanted to create a digital human, an AI that feels genuinely present and intelligent when you're on a call with it. And to pull that off, it wasn't about finding one single master AI, but about layering several specialized models, with each one being an expert at its own specific job.
The best way to think about this AI is not as one thing, but as a specialized team. You've got Gemini Pro acting as the brain, handling all the complex logic of the conversation. Then you have VO, which is the face, generating the agent's video presence. Gemini TTS provides the voice, and there's even another Gemini model that acts as the creative director, whipping up marketing materials. Every single part has its own unique, crucial role. And that right there is the key insight. It's not about one giant, all-powerful AI. The real beauty of this architecture is using the perfect tool for the right job. It's a whole system of specialized models all working together to create a single, cohesive, and way richer user experience. So to get truly high-quality results, especially for a complex task like refining a sales script, the AI needs some room to actually think. So the developers created what they called a thinking mode. They gave the AI a massive token budget. You can think of it like giving a writer a much, much bigger piece of paper to work on. This larger workspace lets the AI reason more deeply and craft a much better response without getting cut off mid-thought. But of course, no ambitious development journey is ever a straight line. The project hit a major wall, a big technical roadblock. It was this cryptic, show-stopping error that honestly threatened to derail the entire system's stability. Now this is the kind of error that gives developers nightmares. It's so vague, but it stops everything in its tracks. It's a sign that there's a deep problem in how the application is handling its data, and it's notoriously tough to hunt down. So what was actually going on under the hood? Well, the problem was something called a circular reference. This happens when you try to save a piece of data that contains all these complex internal states or functions that accidentally point back to themselves. It's kind of like trying to photocopy a thought instead of just the paper it's written on. The standard process just can't handle it. So how on earth do you solve a problem like that? The breakthrough wasn't some huge, complicated rewrite of the whole system. Instead, it was this incredibly elegant and practical trick, a data sanitization process they called the deep clean. Okay, here's how it works. First, they take that complex, problematic object and just convert it into a simple text string. That move alone naturally strips away all the non-clonable parts. Then, they immediately parse that string right back into a clean, simple data object. And the result? A perfect copy of just the essential data, totally ready to be saved without any errors at all. And that entire elegant solution boils down to this single, powerful line of code. It's a classic developer's trick, for sure, but its brilliance is just how simple it is. With this one command, that complex cloning error was completely solved, letting the whole application run reliably. Of course, building a truly stable application needs more than just one fix. The team also built in a bunch of safety nets. They added error handling for API quota limits, to stop the app from crashing if it makes too many requests. They also fixed memory leaks, which are like tiny digital water drips that can eventually flood the system. Each of these little fixes made the application that much more resilient, making sure a minor hiccup wouldn't crash the whole experience. All right, so with the back end stabilized and the core logic running like a dream, the final step was all about polishing the user experience. The goal was to move beyond just a functional tool and create an interface that felt alive, intelligent, and maybe even a little bit futuristic. To get this feel, they used a library called Framer Motion to give the interface these really fluid, energetic animations. And during a call, there's real-time sentiment analysis giving you instant visual feedback with scores and emojis. The whole thing is wrapped in this neon, cyber-themed design that makes you feel like you're really interacting with an intelligent system.
So when you put it all together, you really see the complete journey. It starts with a simple idea, it evolves through a smart pivot, it overcomes some major technical hurdles with really clever solutions, and it all culminates in this polished, professional, and totally immersive product. It's just a fantastic blueprint for building with modern AI. This journey isn't just about one application. It really is a blueprint for the future of AI development. It shows the power of layering specialized models, the necessity of solving those tricky data problems, and the huge importance of polishing the final experience. So the real question this leaves us with is, now that we have the blueprint, what world-changing ideas are just out there waiting to be built?